Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope all of you are doing well. An inadmissible family member could make the other family member inadmissible as well, and not many people understand it and they get into a lot of trouble. So let's try to understand what an inadmissibility is and how an inadmissibility can potentially impact the permanent residency application of the spouse, even though the inadmissible member is a non-accompanying spouse. I am Neelatri Mukherjee. I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and I practice in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. So inadmissible means that you are not allowed to be admissible to Canada. Simple as that. The admissibility are typically of three nature: security slash criminality slash serious criminality, which essentially means that if you have a criminal record, you will not be allowed to enter into Canada, right? Other is a medical, which means that if you have a disease, which IRCC thinks is a communicable disease, IRCC will not let you enter Canada. In other words, IRCC will make you medically inadmissible. Other form of inadmissibility is essentially financial inadmissibility, meaning that you do not really have adequate amount of money to lodge and to show as your proof of fund in your permanent residency application. So if you are inadmissible, okay, and let's say you are in India, you have used an unauthorized agent in the past and got an inadmissibility, okay, for 5 years. That inadmissibility is still in effect. The ban is still in effect. Your husband has got a Canadian permanent residency, sort of, his process is almost about to be finalized. So if the husband even decides to make you a non-accompanying spouse, because you are still inadmissible, your husband's permanent residency application could be refused as well, because an inadmissible spouse almost always make the other spouse inadmissible as well, except for some specific circumstances. Okay, because we deal with these kind of applications a lot of times, almost every single week, I could tell you from my experiences that if the inadmissibility is not due to serious criminality or even criminality, you would still have a possibility of success if a proper letter of explanation is being submitted with your spouse's permanent residency application. If you do not disclose the fact that your spouse is inadmissible to Canada and you just make her inadmissible, you just make her non-accompanying, IRCC will send you a procedural fairness letter asking for explanations, and at that stage, providing a realistic, adequate explanation is not always that easy. And therefore, the burden of proof or the onus lies on you to ensure that you inform IRCC from the very beginning that you have a spouse who is not admissible to Canada, citing the reasons as to really what made her or him or her inadmissible, and what's your plan of action for the future. Okay, so if you want to sponsor her going forward, let IRCC know. If you want to make her non-accompanying for now, and if you want to sponsor her after her inadmissibility period is over, like after 5 years is over, let IRCC know well in advance, because there is a lot of times when IRCC tries to use the humanitarian grounds to at least process one spouse's PR applications. Like, as I said, I deal with this kind of applications a lot. If you need a professional assistance, more than welcome to hop into the website nuvonation.ca, book a relevant professional consultation as a first step, and we can have a detailed case specific discussion on that regard. Hope this helps. Bye now.